Hello, Mr. and Mrs. America and all the ships at sea. And for those of you watching this video from around the world, welcome to the second episode of Steve's Eclectic Adventures. As you can see from the sign behind me, I'm standing outside a different hostel today. I had to come up here for 3 nights because the hostel I was in, Alternative, was booked solid for these 3 nights. So I'm here, and I'm going to take you on a little tour of the local area, and then we're going to walk back down to the other hostel where I'm going to make breakfast. But I will spare you that scene. You will hear some traffic noise because we are on the busy Calle Larga, or Large Street. This is one of the main streets in Cuenca, and it from the Museo de Pumapongo and the Bank del Ecuador. This goes from a main street down that way up into the old city. But let's take a little bit of a walk. I'm going to show you a pastry shop that's right next door. Let's take off, and you can also see the street behind me. And as I said, right next door, I'm going to turn this way so you can see Pandera Cafeteria. It's going to take you inside, show you the pastries. Perhaps I'll do that some other time. But right now, I'm going to walk down to the Alternative Hostel. Morning. Hola. A couple of friends I've met in the past. I made a lot of friends here in Cuenca, Ecuador. A lot of expats are here. And mostly from the United States, some from Great Britain, England. Ecuador in particular, and Cuenca especially, are very popular places for expats to resettle when they decide to leave their home country. Now, if it sounds like I get out of breath a little bit, we are about 8,000 feet above sea level here. And of course, that's the average height of Cuenca. Let's give you some more scenery here as I go walking. I mean, you can be as high as 10,000 feet in the local area. And then there's Cajas National Park, and that's as high as 12,000 feet. And people go up to the park, which is just outside of town to the east. They take a bus out there. The bus drops them off by the park. When they're done taking their hike through the park, they catch another bus. Most of those buses are coming up from the big city of Guayaquil. But you can do a 2-mile hike, a 5-mile hike, and a 10-mile hike. When I did the hike 5 years ago, it was the 2-mile hike. So I'm going to cross the street here, and I'm going to show you this real quick. I'm going to turn this so you can see. This is another of my favorite restaurants, and catch the name of the restaurant there. And this is a restaurant I come to for both breakfast and lunch. They have 3 breakfasts on the menu, $3, $3.50, and $3.50. And at lunch, otherwise known as almuerzo, that's a $2.50 for their lunch special, and they have a lunch special every day. A lot of times it's chicken. It can be seco de pollo or pollo broasted. And pollo broasted is pretty much fried chicken, and it's very good. Whether it's breakfast or lunch, you never go away hungry. And let me put it this way, if I have breakfast there, I don't have lunch there because I'm still full by lunchtime. So, here we are walking down the street, all the traffic coming by. Now, I'm using an LG K51 smartphone to record this. And it's a great phone. It's 5G. It was inexpensive, less than $100. But I also have a Vivo. I'm going to wait for the traffic to go by. Okay. I also have a Vivo, also known as Vivo, in both the Philippines and here in Ecuador. V's are pronounced like B's. And it's a very good phone. It's a great phone. Unfortunately, I hit the wrong link on a website, and it's got some issues now. I've taken care of most of those issues, but there's still a few. So when I get back to the Philippines, I've already been looking at a new phone that I can buy, another Vivo. And this one has something I was hoping this current phone and my other Vivo had. It's called dual view video. And just as you might expect, you can use both the front camera and the rear camera at the same time in the split screen mode. So for instance, I'm about to turn around here so you can see Banco Central de Ecuador, and that's where they handle all the money for the country. But needless to say, they have another one of these up in Quito, the capital. But those of us who have larger US bills, 10, 20 and up, you come into Banco Central del Ecuador and you can exchange it for $5 bills, brand new $5 bills from the United States. Ecuador uses the United States dollar as its currency. Okay, so this is part 2. I don't know why my camera is just automatically shutting off after a certain period of time, but I'm going to splice these two videos together and have one video. As I was saying, Ecuador uses the US dollar, and just as a comment, there has been no inflation, I repeat, no inflation in Ecuador for 9 years at least. There's a whole story about why they use the US dollar. They had a major inflation problem back in the 1980s, and when they decided to correct the problem, they decided that it would work to use the US dollar as their currency. Obviously, they can't print US dollars, so they can't create money the way the Federal Reserve can. So it's worked very well for them. Okay, so I've got a couple people coming up. I'm going to let them go by. Hola. And I'm going to turn this way just so you can see Museo Pumapungo. That is the landmark in this area. When I try to tell a taxi driver that I want to go to the Alternative Hostel, they don't know what I'm talking about. But if I say Museo Pumapungo, I can go there. Now I'm going to cross this busy street here. Most of the traffic turns left here, and so I got to be careful. There we go. And now I'm going to, having crossed the street, I'm just going to show you the front of Alternative Hostel. That's where I'm going in, and that's where I'm going to make my breakfast. So that's all for now. Thank you for joining me. Please remember to hit the like button, and if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you again on the next episode. Bye for now.